I'm not as much of a fan of the Sivir in this draft because you don't have the Rise, you don't have the amazing double wave clear. They're going to deny the Alistar pick so that Cassante come back to bite a little bit here.
Wait. Nefiri is the answer to Rumble. That's what they... No, they didn't. That would have been crazy, though, if it had happened.
I don't think you should play Sylas support. I know that...
No, it was going to be Cassante support, Wolf.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Instead, they decide not to do Cassante support, which was looking very obvious, and instead they will flex it over to the Nautilus.
I liked how Nongshim started this draft. I'm not a big fan of how they ended it.
Be secured.
Blame your pet.
This might actually really impact, but Gideon's waiting for Sponge to come over as he will blast cone in. Actually, Gideon does try to commit to it. Oh, that's a little bit awkward.
Yeah,
as he was waiting for Sponge, then Sponge was late because he messed up on the Raptor. Still, Namgung's going to go for the engage onto Lehens, but Lehens is just soaking everything. Scout says, no, break it up, boys, and we'll throw the Sentinel at the Wolves. Kind of insane there, as Sponge not going to smite the blue buff, who is now just desperately trying to make it back to his little pit. Goes down to 50%, but it looks like the bros now will say shenanigans over. We are just going to leave. What a mess of an early game so far.
Is right now, you know, there isn't a great pressure point for this Rise, as casting doesn't have level 6, unfortunately for him, but he's still just kind of chasing.
Yeah, the Harpoon lands. Kingen might have to flash, but there is a flash available for casting. He elects not to do it.
He has TP. I guess he's fine.
Oh, the max range scatter here for Scout and Lehens. He picked a flash that didn't come through, and still it was very, very cute. And so the bros probably not going to be deterred by this. An early game do not maketh the game, you know?
No.
As the equalizer comes down, Roamer is going to realm warp over, and they're going to have to just dive the turret. Let's see whether they can get this one done, as Kingen will be taken down. Casting with the all-out, just gets himself out of there, and that is the second kill of the game, and the first for the bros. It is so powerful.
It's powerful, but he doesn't have Prio to back him up. Roamer still doesn't have his ult back. He's going to have to rely on casting's collapse if he wants to actually force a fight here. They're playing very safe, but this is an engage angle and interrupt the drag.
Sponge going to miss the Q onto his flag as Lehens able to play some defense here. Only level 5 on the Cal, though. He's in a lot of trouble. No flash available, and he will be taken down. The Unleashed Power, the Cataclysm, they're trying to kill Gideon, who just flips his way out of there and will be okay for the moment. So the one kill onto the Cal will be the result of that play. Taking these grubs will be a little bit difficult here for Gideon and the bros.
Dragon. Should.
Oh, flash pulp to come on through as Namgung being delivered over to Sponge, but Gideon is right there and Lehens is just dead. Yeah, well, Realm Warp is going to secure that one as now Namgung may actually die in the end, and there it is, the Unleashed Power.
Gideon is going for a pass up here on the top side. No Realm Warp, but Roamer has full Prio right now as Scout backed late, and Kingen has got flash and ult, but I think he's just dead.
Yeah, there's the all-out, the equalizer this time underneath the turret as Kingen is just flashing away. Just trying to pull the minion wave, I guess. Well, Lehens, he was thinking about a headbutt pulverized and then realized that it was probably not worth his time as Diablo does get the spell shield down. Gideon's in a lot of trouble. Gets the shield, but look at those boomerangs go. Namgung going to be the next target, and down he will go. Teddy standing his ground, but I don't know whether he really wants to, as On the Hunt has been popped, and Diablo walks into that True Shot barrage. Roamer is just burning down. And he is just trying to catch this wave that Kingen is delivering. It should be Sponge locking this one up. Another pole flash here from Lehens as Teddy gets himself out of the way. The ulti there from Lehens will be able to keep him alive as Diablo will just take down this turret. Teddy lives, but the structure does not. Yeah, the ricochet's going straight through. The flash gets out though. Nicely done there from Namgung.
Flicker Blade before we go into this next objective.
Yeah, there is Namgung hitting a Hook there onto Lehens, who's taking a lot of damage. Doesn't have the Unbreakable Will. And there's the ulti from Kitty and the interruption from Sponge. He's an absolute hero. Kingen, though, doesn't have Equalizer. Kind of wishes he did, man. That choke point would have been brilliant. As you were saying, was kind of been the bane of Roamer's existence so far. Yeah, they're looking for an angle. That's an anchor in. Not sure about that one, as the Aftershock is going to wear off. Scatter onto just the Nocturne, though. And now Teleport does bring Casting in. He's running real fast. He's got a huge shield, and he's just looking to run amok. Just not going to land that Q, though.
But with no turret to push into either for the Sivir, she's constantly going to give prio here to Nongshim, and they have control over this dragon as a result, and they're looking for Soul Point as an ult from Sponge.
Yeah, they're going to take about a year to get through Casting. I think just go back to the dragon. That's an easier target to take down.
That's a little bit less tanky.
Yeah. And they are just going to try and take it. We do have a teleport on Roamer available. He's going to use it here. Here's the contest from the bros. True Shot Barrage does come out. Lehens uses his flash in a weird way as the Pulverize does basically nothing. There's the all-out onto Casting. Good knock-ups there from Sponge. Scatter is phenomenal, but Diablo's already down. The Unleashed Power comes in, though, and Roamer is going to get taken out, and it's Teddy that's the hero of the fight. Scout just not quite in it. The anchor stops Lehens from getting away, and it's a triple for Gideon. Sponge has to try and run for the hills, but he's not going to be able to do so, I do not think, although he does have the flag and drag.
It becomes a different story, as he may be cut down by too many members of Nongshim here.
Well, let's see whether they can do it. He is pretty good at dealing with magic damage, which is what's coming in. There's the Pathmaker now on cooldown as the Cataclysm is going to try and hold him in place. The all-out is down, and that means that he's a bit more susceptible to death.
But on the
and
cross,
Scout's going to give that to him.
Means that he's getting out of irrelevancy in terms of damage very quickly, and now they're even maybe going to get King in.
Yeah, Equalizer goes down. It's a pretty good spot, but Kingen is still very, very dead. True Shot Barrage was there to block off any attempt at escape.
Bro, just kind of
denying the aggression.
They're running the map despite the deficits. Okay, not though.
Yeah, good scatter does come on down here as Diablo's just trying to layer this damage through. They do not manage to take down the Nautilus.
Oh, that True Shot.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, you can see Scout very close to having his teleport back up again, so he is going to answer the Rise's push as Nongshim trying to set up a gank rush, 4 versus 4. The anchor is going to connect, but it's onto Lehens. He kind of likes those odds. He's Casting, getting into the backline. This time he will get knocked up, though. Diablo, so much safer. The all-out is not going to work at all as the Equalizer stops Gideon from being able to approach. Teddy not going to get scattered because he's not weak. He's dead. It's a double for Scout and Nongshim. They don't like the other dragons anymore. They're going to take a Baron.
I'm going to let you guys stall it out there. We're going to get the advantage elsewhere as they're going to try to turn this into a dragon for Baron, which is a great consolation prize, I suppose. Plus Lehens, maybe?
Yeah.
Scout's coming over, but I don't know about this.
Lehens is just trying to keep him interested. That is going to be the Drake secured. Lehens did not need to die. Actually takes some meaningful damage here. As a Realm Warp trying to catch out this Sivir. They do get behind him, but the Equalizer goes down. They get no Gromp thrown at him. That was crazy. Scout unleashes the power onto Namgung, and it just doesn't work for the bros. Diablo's burning down, and he may actually die, but I don't think it even matters. True Shot Barrage from Teddy kind of does nothing. Lehens might die, but that's kind of been what he's wanted all game long, and in fact, he'll be denied. They don't want to give him that extra power. There's the ace, and Nongshim.
A Hail Mary play where maybe if Nongshim mess it up, they could get back into the game, but now I just don't see it as Soul Point again here for Nongshim on this dragon.
All right, lands. I'm going to get anchored here, but he's got the Unbreakable Will. He's just trying to keep them interested. And now looking for some cooldowns. Teddy gets dove on, and the Pulverize comes down. The bottom lane gets locked up. It's a double for Diablo, make it a triple. Casting going to be the next to go down. It's Scout that collects that one. Casting goes all out because he wants all out of this game, and I think he'll get the wish. The scatter comes in, it doesn't matter. That's going to be the ace to come through. It's clean, and Nongshim are just going to knock down this stuff and destroy the Nexus.
But I think they were ready for game number 3, the decider. And another banger game here of our Rise group.
And I have to say, we were saying, Sponge, make sure that you're playing well on the job, and this time around, 100%.